What up, Dokkanners? Welcome back to Toonrami for another video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battles. So the past day has been very entertaining for Dokkan, and I am joined by the homie Goresh to discuss what is going on right now, because there's just been a whole bunch of craziness happening, things I've never seen before in a game. I don't even know where to begin, Goresh. Like, it all started with an update that was supposed to happen right as the new campaign started, and then the update ended as soon as the banners went live, but apparently some people got on an hour or half an hour early, and now we're having this PILAF'S trove drama. Categories are not showing up. Where do we even begin? What is going on with this? It's actually super funny.
Yeah, as the Dokkan Wiki would like to say, this has been an endless sewage of bugs. That's the same verbiage they used.
Wait a second, dude. I can't even click on.
This is a prime example of a bug. 'Cause I think, this is an issue that has been ongoing on JP for a while, and I think it has to do with safety net actually slowing things down. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not actually 100% sure on that, but from what I know, safety net, the implementation of safety net actually does slow down the game a lot.
But I literally can't even interact with the UI. Like,
you're gonna have to restart the game.
I'm gonna have to restart. Okay, I'm gonna switch over to the Dokkan Wiki, and the data's not even in like on upcoming cards. So just everything is completely just frozen and like in limbo, I guess, so to speak.
Yeah, that happened to me earlier, actually.
Really? Oh, so the same thing. You weren't able to interact with anything?
Yeah, I had to restart the game.
So to we'll come back here. Let's start with the PILAF'S trove. So we got to come clean here. Goresh and I recorded a collab, and you're not gonna see that collab until tomorrow. But as we were recording the collab, or when we were about to, Goresh made a discovery. Oh, they got rid of the PILAF'S trove. It's not even here.
Yeah, they got rid of it.
Oh, that's funny. So in the PILAF'S trove, Goresh told me that the rank packs were somehow renewed. Our subscriptions were canceled, and everything just reset. Even the beginner's pack was reset. So, I mean, are you cool with us explaining all this?
Yeah, I can explain it if you want.
All right, go for it.
Yeah, so the way it worked was, of course, I'm making a video on this. I have to make sure that I have everything down. I know everything that's going on. So I go to the PILAF'S trove pack because I want to look at the Gotenks and Boo like ticket packs that are up, the step up packs or whatever you want to call them. So I look at those, and I'm just. Oh, actually, there is a thing there. I'm just scrolling through PILAF'S trove because I'm like, okay, I just want to make sure nothing else is updated. And I had purchased the rank packs like when they released, and this was months and months and months ago at this point. And I noticed that they were available. So I'm like, okay, they must have reset them. So I went through the news looking for any mention of the packs being reset, and maybe they renewed them, maybe they updated the contents of the packs, whatever it may be. But there was no mention of that anywhere. And I tweeted out, I'm like, does anybody else see this? Like, is this just like my game glitching or something? Because like I was gonna buy this, and I wanted to make sure before I purchased it, like this wasn't like a bug. Yeah. But it looks like everybody was experiencing both their subscriptions being reset, as well as the ranked packs, along with all the other packs that were available, also were reset. So it looks like they made a mistake, or there's some kind of glitch with the game, where all the packs are reset. And what I did is I purchased again all the rank packs, and mainly for the box space, because that's like such a rare thing that you can get in this game. It's a very scarce resource.
Yeah.
So now, if you take a look at my box, I'm at 1955 box space. So I'm set on box space for a while.
Yeah, I also massively upgraded my box space as well. I think I had like 1030 or something like that, and now I've got almost 1200. So yeah, I also bought a lot of the. I mean, I made the mistake of buying the stone sales first, and then I went into the PILAF'S trove to buy all that stuff when you told me. But I mean, this is unprecedented, because whether or not you were on your last day of the subscription or your first day, everyone's subscriptions were cut. So you either got 3 stones, you got all the stones, you got nothing. I don't know, but everything's been cut. So obviously they will be fixing this. And based on the timing that this video drops, they may have already fixed this, but we still want to talk about it because this has just been the most hilarious sequence of unfortunate events I've ever seen in a game. So they might have already fixed it by now, but if you were a game developer or working on this type of thing, and this sort of thing happened on your watch, how would you go about fixing this? Would you rather refund everyone's transactions on things that were never supposed to be there, or would you just let those people who were lucky enough to get those transactions in there keep that, and then just refund everyone else the stuff that they had apparently been cut or lost? What would you do here?
Well, the easiest way they can fix this is, so this comes down to two things, because I don't know what their capabilities are in terms of their knowledge. Obviously there are two different subscriptions, right? There's like the $5 one and the $10 one.
Yeah.
I think one is a week long and one is 30 days long.
Yeah.
So they have to figure out, okay, who was subscribed to the 7-day one and who was subscribed to the 30-day one, and then based off of that, they can hand out compensation accordingly. Number two is they have to, well, they don't have to, but if they can understand and figure out how many days left somebody had on the subscription when it was expired or when the maintenance started. But I don't think they have that capability because it's going to be different for every person. So there's no way they can really know that unless there's some kind of,
I mean, there is an algorithm
feature
to kind of like implement that, but that would take a lot, I would think.
Yeah, again, the easiest way that I see them doing this is everybody that had an active subscription up until when the maintenance hit, because that's when it reset for everybody. They just give everybody stones equal to the maximum amount of stones you would get from that subscription. So for instance,
Right.
if you had the 30-day subscription and it expired, you would get the 90 stones because it's 3 stones for 30 days. That's
Right.
90 in total.
Yeah.
So they would just give you 90 because if they can't tell when you purchased the subscription, let's say you purchased it 29 days ago and you already received 87 of the 90 stones, they wouldn't be able to tell. And they're just like, okay, you had a subscription active, boom, you get 90 stones.
Yeah.
On the contrary, if you purchased this yesterday and you had only received 3 of the 90 stones, you're kind of getting screwed by this because while you're still getting the full amount that you purchased, right? You're still getting the 90 given by the developers. You're not getting the extra amount that you would have gotten if you had purchased it earlier, right? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, the thing that sucks though is if they were to go that route, obviously it would simplify the problem on their end, but there would be a sense of injustice across the board regarding the player base, because some people will have those friends who were at the tail end of their subscriptions, and then they still end up getting the same amount that those who just started their subscriptions would get. So that inequality, I feel like, might pose a problem in terms of optics and just general feeling around this whole update disaster. So I feel like they're going to have to take the time. I mean, the fact that they took the PILAF'S Trove logo out of the UI right now really tells me that they're gonna sit down and they're gonna do everything that they possibly can to make right of this horrible situation, and at least make sure that the compensation is fair and adjusted for each individual player. I feel like they have to do that.
I mean, in my mind, as long as they're giving 90 stones, or what if I don't even know what the other one is, but as long as they're giving 90 stones for all the people that had the 30-day long subscription, that's at least the amount you would have gotten from just purchasing the subscription, right?
Yeah.
So in that regard, you're at least getting what you paid for.
Right.
And then what's funny also is, so the PILAF'S Trove, this was up for like an hour or so. So you really had a small window to grab all these packs again. But then after that hour elapsed, they put up a little notice in the shop, in the PILAF'S Trove shop, that said, like, closed for maintenance.
Check
like,
the news.
Yeah, check the news or something. And then now it's not even there anymore.
Yeah, it's not even there. And at the time, there was no news because I only got this maybe like 10 minutes before recording this. So, yeah, it's just been a complete disaster. And like you said before, this also could have something to do with the whole safety net implementation, which leads back to the whole 4.12 update. And, you know, we've talked about this before. JP had, you know, a lot of issues with this update because it slowed down the game. They were lagging between windows. There was just so much problem going on JP's side. You would have thought that at least going into this, those types of issues would not have been a problem, because that was one of the advantages of being on global. Like, we're not the guinea pigs. We get the hand-me-downs. Sometimes the hand-me-downs are actually more refined and better. So I would have thought that at the very least, this whole update with 4.12 would not have been as buggy as it was here, because if you look at the maintenance notice, they talk about all the issues with 4.12, and there's 6 long notes about this. Like, have you ever seen this before on Dokkan? I think you mentioned something about JP having something similar before, but as far as global goes, this has got to be a first, right?
Well, there's precedent of certain bugs that were present on JP not being fixed for global during the same update, The one that comes to mind, the one that I think most people know of, is there was a bug with giant forms, where if you cleared an event with a giant form character, your game would crash, and that was a bug on JP, right? And that was for whatever version that was. And when that version came to global, that bug was still there. So they just didn't remove the bug for global, even though they had ample time to remove the bug. So that bug persisted through that version update for global, and then the same version update that JP got that removed that bug, that same thing happened for global. But there's also instances where there are bugs on JP that don't make their way over to global. So it's like, I don't know their process behind like troubleshooting bugs if they encounter them, but this clearly wasn't a good update for them in terms of the amount of bugs
I'll say. And then, so I was trying to decide what I wanted to do as far as figuring out how I was going to go about all my farming, because I got a bunch of stuff to work on in this campaign. I'm actually a little overwhelmed. But I went to the special pose category, and I came to the shocking revelation. Oh, they fixed it now. Okay, they fixed it. Yeah, like 10 minutes before we recorded this, I was going to make this a major talking point. I guess I don't have to now. Literally, there was no category. There was no unit in the special pose category. And so I had to look at the Dokkan Wiki, and I had to find out, all right, who was in special pose. And then I saw that the AGL LR Gotenks, let me see if I can find them. These guys. Yeah, these guys were in special pose. And so then I was like, okay, wait, how are any of these guys not showing up on my game? So it was completely empty. I even tweeted about it. But now they fixed it. So in the time that they fixed the UI and removed that, I guess they also fixed the special pose category glitch. So just like all the most random problems have come out of this, and it's hilarious. Did you happen to find anything else during all of this madness that we should mention?
Just general slowness and loading. Like, I was trying to buy stones, and it legitimately took me to buy one pack of stones. Took me like 10 minutes because it was just sitting there. You know the spirit bomb thing where it's just like now loading, the letters are like moving up and down. It just said that for like 10 minutes.
That always scares me, especially during transactions. You know, because like,
well, luckily that one was like the $1 pack or whatever. But like that, that was annoying.
Basically, you get the idea. Dokkan really dropped the ball with this one. Based on all the stuff that's happened, I fully expect compensation to be coming out. Maybe by the time you see this video, it might have already happened, but it was still worth discussing because this has got to be the funniest update I've ever been a part of on a game in my entire life. Any game.
Yeah, and then talking about compensation real quick, I think we could see multiple layers of compensation.
Yeah.
So don't hold us to this, and don't hold me to this because I'm the one who came up with this idea, but the whole, you get compensated for the amount of money you paid for whichever subscription you subscribe to. So like the 90 stone one, if you, like, the way I would handle it personally is I would just give 90 stones to everybody who had a subscription active when the maintenance hit. That's fair in my opinion. I don't really see another way they could do that because I really don't think they're going to refund the purchases. I don't see that happening. I feel like it's just much easier for them instead of dealing with the money. Just deal stones.
Yeah,
right? That's just it's easier.
Plus,
for them.
why would they want to say no to more money? So
so that's what I think will happen with the subscription issue, but don't hold us to that. And then for all the other general bugs, I think we'll see like some other blanket compensation. Maybe it's like 5 stones or whatever it is, but don't expect too much out of it. I would say
at the very least, give some of the more important things that really leave an indelible mark on your account, like box space or something else. So it's whatever, man. I got 150 more. What was it? 125 more box space from these rank packs?
Yeah, so I did the math, and looking at the Dokkan Wiki actually tells you what the packs give you. In total, it was 125 extra box space that I got from those packs. So that's a lot.
That is a lot. Yeah. So, Dokkan, you got your work cut out for you. We will be eagerly waiting to see what you guys have in store for us, and thank you for this very entertaining moment in your history. I can't wait to meme the heck out of this even more, but that's going to be it. Goresh, thank you so much for being here and discussing this with me. Stay tuned, everybody, and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.